time, like I always say.
Ready?
Yep.
The unknown zone.
Talk show, talk show.
Zone unknown.
Talk show, talk show.
How the hell you find it?
In your overpriced high-tech telephone.
Deep in your bones.
Underneath a pile of stones.
It's some kind of virus.
Deep in your nose,
in between your toes, smack dab in the middle of your split crotch pantyhose. The unknown show.
Talk show.
The unknown show.
Talk show.
The unknown zone.
Talk show.
Well, okay. So all these comedians, a lot of the comedians, they're doing political stuff. They're doing stuff, about the vaccine, things like that.
Sure.
I like to take people away, be that one comic, talking about my life, talking about being left-handed. I don't drink.
We're all left-handed. We're all left-handed
too, Phil. Oh my God.
Yeah, we're all
That's very rare.
Episode.
That's very, very rare. So yeah, I talk about right privilege. And,
that's great.
yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Yeah, and people take, right people take it for granted. Just take it for they think that, oh, that's the way it's supposed to be. And meanwhile, us left-handed don't understand, scissors are right-handed, can openers are right-handed.
Thank you. Yeah.
And when we have to cook, we have to learn the metric system, because if you hold the measuring cup on the right hand, it's in ounces.
I'm sorry. Did you say cooking?
Yeah.
What is that exactly?
All right, when you put food in the bowl,
Okay.
and then you mix it up.
I don't care.
You get ingredients and you put it under a flame sometimes.
Right. So yeah, a cup, if you hold the cup in your right hand, the letters, it's in ounces. But if you hold it in your left hand, it's in milliliters. So we have to learn the metric system.
Wow.
And then I talk
cruel.
about
That's cruel.
yeah.
And if you also notice if you hold certain mugs, for right-handed people, the picture is facing you.
Right.
And if it's left-handed, it's facing the outside.
Yeah.
That fucking pisses me off.
I have a left-handed mug.
Also,
we
write that hook, whatever.
Sure.
And people, as the reason why, because the binder in the notebook is here. So we had to avoid that. We had to write exactly.
How much pen did you smear on your hand like I was?
Oh yes, you have to lift your elbow.
I couldn't lift my elbow.
Now, let me ask you, I do cartoons. Now, is this a book for a righty? Hey, you can't see this.
Well, depends. Is that right? Is the
I
binder?
open
The books for a right-handed person.
I open it with my left hand though.
The binder is on the left side.
You would have to, Yvonne, flip the book over the other way.
The binder's on the left side. Oh,
but
Hebrew.
You would just,
like Hebrew.
Yeah. Yes.
No, just put the spirals on the right-hand side, not the left-hand side.
So
right.
Jews,
because you're drawing, so it doesn't matter.
You have to open it like the Quran.
or any Hebrew book, right?
There
Because I'm part Jewish, so that's where that's how I know that. I'll tell you something. Now let me ask you this question. Now that we're in the lefty thing, I'll just say I do everything lefty except I used to play softball bat. I bat righty.
Really?
I can't bat lefty.
Wow, that's the power, because the power comes from that opposite side. That's interesting.
Can't do it.
I do everything.
Throw lefty.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I do everything lefty except play the guitar. I play the guitar like a right-handed person.
Oh, that's another thing.
That's
playing
neat.
the drums, playing the guitar, golfing, baseball gloves. It's all. You gotta turn everything around. And people get upset when I do a joke about when I go into the sporting goods and I want a golf club. They're like, oh, all right, I'll be right back. I go in the stockroom. It's an inconvenience. You want to apologize for it. You're like, sorry.
You know what? You know what though? I think I would golf right as well because of my batting.
Right, because you swing.
Yeah. Now, when you play poker, do you play with your left hand or your right hand?
I'll never tell.
Doesn't make sense.
He raises when he lifts it up with his left hand, and he bluffs when he lifts it up with his right hand.
Right, exactly.
Exactly. So
I always fold left.
Right.
So I didn't find about the right-handed scissor, left-handed scissor until I was in 8th grade in public school.
Right. So I end that bit by saying it's a right man's world, and we are all that's left.
Very good.
Awesome. So you would you say you're basically a clean comic? Do you talk about relationships or anything?
Yeah, I do talk about relationships. Yeah, but I don't drop F-bombs, S-bombs.
Yeah, you don't have. Yeah.
But I don't talk about genitalia or fluids coming out of your body and stuff like that.
Right. Right.
Well, that's for the guys. Let them. And I guarantee the person before me or after me, something like that's gonna come out of their face. So don't worry, you'll get that.
Right. And there's a talent to that. If you're going because I would say I'm a little bit of an edgy, cringy. I can have a cringe side to me.
Right.
But you got to know, if I do it, it's with a purpose, right? Yeah. And I don't only do that. And then there are some, I think for women, like with like an Amy Schumer or what's her name, Whitney Cummings, those women, I think that like when they started coming around, in a way, it was like a new toy, right? So we never got to talk about that shit. So
I've noticed that a lot of the female comics, they do go to, a lot of them go to the sex thing about, having a boyfriend, owning a vagina and stuff like that. But it is tricky, for women, and they have their own path to go down. And me being a man, I respect.
Yeah, and that's so. Like I said, it's like kind of like a new toy. Like we never got to talk about that stuff, so we need to just get it. We need to vomit it out a little. Yeah. Like I'll say my if my 2 jokes. Sex jokes would be it's not the meat, the term it's not the meat, it's the motion was created by a man, because that's no way that's true.
She spoke bad about a man. Froze. Come back, Yvonne.
Come back. It's such a good joke.
It's like the Matrix.
I know, right? I'm sure I'm being watched. Okay, we're back. Okay, so the joke is it's not I say a man made up the joke, it's not the meat, it's the motion. Because that's not true. Right, that's number one. And then the other joke, which I actually have said at the poker table to annoy men, is no woman enjoys giving head. I'm sorry.
Thank God I wasn't there for that one.
You weren't there? Well, because for guys it's easy. What do you open your mouth and you do a little thing with the tongue. A woman has to choke. How I know women that say, oh, I love it. I love doing that. I go, why?
But wait, so you say you don't believe them? You don't believe the ones that say they love doing it?
No. You like choking? If you like choking.
Some do. Some do.
Yvonne, you remind me when I was like 15 years old and I was on Ocean Parkway and I was out with my friends and this car came screeching around the corner. This woman, young lady says, I love to give head. She stuck it out and I'm like, wait up. Wait up for me.
Every man. But you know what it is? I think when a woman loves, I think I've talked to women and some of them say it's more of a power thing. Like they feel like they have some power over the man, obviously, because you do at that moment. I don't hate it, but I don't like choking. So we have 5 minutes.
That's Yvonne's new book. I don't like choking. That's your name of your next book, Yvonne.
That's my logo. That's my new logo.
So that's why you don't like it, because you're making yourself choke. So don't do it to the
right. Well, I don't like small either. So I don't know. Well, I'm kind of in between a rock and hard place.
No pun.
Right, exactly. But I'm fun. So you know what? I was, obviously there's so many things that we could talk about. Let's talk about poker. Is that cool?
Sure.
I don't know why I asked you. Is that all right?
Oh, I
Will?
know. I should have said no. My attorney told me that we cannot on this. Still litigation.
Right?
Uh,
Because we were, that one game I was at, I don't think you would have enjoyed those players. They were listen, I don't want to, they weren't fun or funny.
Oh, she spoke bad about someone again.
exactly. There's someone there monitoring her. I gotta fix my fan.
So Wally, the other
Yeah.
question since she's frozen.
Oh, this sucks.
You just
Are we back? Okay, there it is. Okay, we have 4 minutes. Continue.
Yvonne, like she's
I love everybody.
Yvonne, you
Get
froze.
better.
Yvonne,
Love
you
everybody.
froze.
Yeah. Go ahead, Phil. You were going to ask.
You
Wally
froze, and then
something. Yeah.
I did. You froze, and then all of a sudden you sped up.
Yeah, and you caught up with us.
Oh, that's funny. You were talking.
So I was asking Wally how he prepared for the role for you being as his wife. That's
Great question.
because Yvonne's never been married, as far as I'm known.
I have never been married.
I
have been in relationships.
She's hit it.
Though.
Right.
I've been in long-term relationships, bitch.
Pretty much the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I got 19 years of marriage.
That's right. What's the secret?
The 21st of September, 19 years.
Wow, congratulations.
Congrats.
Bill's also in a long-term thing.
Yeah, 32.
32.
Gotcha.
Wow. What's the
Wow.
secret, Wally?
Traveling.
Yeah. Wow. I've been doing something wrong all these years then.
Bill's like around all the time.
But to answer the question,
Yeah.
how I prepared for it. So I got this advice, or I was trained under this great acting coach. He said, because I asked him about love scenes and how do people, and he says, find that one small thing you like about that person, and I never actually looked at Yvonne, but then when we saw each other in the elevator,
Yes.
I loved her smile when her eyes would get really like that. When she has a sincere laugh or smile, I loved her eyes. I was like, oh, that's so cute. And I built on that, and it just swelled into
Very nice.
And so, yeah. And so everything that I was saying was coming from that place of the first time I saw her were her eyes. And so,
cool.
Yeah. And so it just, and it just made it real.
That's interesting because I just felt the chemistry right away. I think I was teasing you about the mask in the elevator. Did it happen again? Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was teasing you about the mask, and I felt the chemistry right away, which was really nice. I guess that makes me wonder though, if I didn't feel the chemistry, right? I would have had to do something like that.
Yeah.
I think we would have had a much more tense situation if we didn't like each other.
And I don't think if we didn't like each other, but I think if you didn't find that thing that brought you together the first time. I remember I had to do an audition, and it was just so frustrating because the young lady, I guess she was new to the game, and we had to be a couple, and we're buying furniture, and we're sitting on a couch together, and we're talking about the furniture that we want, and I could tell she was uncomfortable with me, and so if she's uncomfortable with me, that means I can't be comfortable with her. So it's almost like during this audition, I'm trying to see if it's cool if I touch her hand or if I touch her leg. And we were sitting like this, and we should have been like this, arm around, something like that. And it was so awkward. And I said, you know what? She's taking my chances away of getting this gig because I'm not able to, it's going to look like I'm a creep if I'm trying to put my arm around her and she's like, I don't want to do this.
We're here to buy a couch.
Yeah, we're here to buy a couch. Woman, I told you to. So, but yeah,
relationships.
Especially when it's like that male-female thing I've learned is that, you got to find something in that person really quickly, and then let's go, let's shoot,
Right. Now, listen, we're running out of time. I'm sorry, I don't have it. Do you
Oh,
want
yeah, I'm sorry.
No. Do you want to come back for about 10 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's do it because this is fun.
Okay.
So, all right.
You'll send out another link, or we can use the same link.
You can do the same link.
All right, we'll do the same link.
Okay, cool. Yes.
All right, see you guys.
Okay, bye.
Back 2 and 2. No.
2. I know, right? 2 and 2.
Well, hit good. Thank you,
Okay.
because I was just gonna say, please record it.
Yes, thank you. I know. One time we had 2 shows in a row and I didn't record the second one.
Oh,
So,
God.
yeah, well, you know, guy came back. Anyway,
It was still good.
so
So
what
let
was
me pick up where I thought Wally left off, because when Wally was talking about what he found out about what he was looking for you, he said was small. So I'm assuming, Yvonne, you would say the opposite. What I was looking for, Wally would have been large.
Is that a joke?
What?
I feel like that's very racist, by the way.
Oh man, I lost the room. No, he was talking. You were talking about large.
Well, for me, it was about chemistry.
genitalia.
You know, I studied acting for a lot of years.
Right.
Phil knows I've been in comedy for 40 years, so.
Yes, and
no,
she's a
but
playwright.
I've done it all, Wally. Done it all. So,
All right.
but no one knows who I am. But it's great. So, no, but the thing is, I studied acting for a lot of years. So what happens is, like with anything, like with comedy, right? So you do it enough. Like I started as an actor and then got into comedy. So I was the opposite, right?
Right.
Your mother had the better advice, by the way. Way better. But
God bless her.
God bless her. Seriously,
God bless
I
both
just
your
want to
parents.
applaud her.
Yes.
I want to applaud her. So my acting, I studied acting literally at least 7 years.
Okay.
Right. So, you know, like anything, right? It becomes, you know, it becomes natural. You don't have to. Actually, the last teacher I studied with was Seth Barish of the Barrow Group, and it's like I did Stanislavski, I did, you know, Strasberg, whatever. I did improv, all kinds of training. But when I did studied with Seth, what was great about his classes was he said to us, acting is really very easy.
Okay.
Right? It's really, what do you think? Well, the 3 concepts: be in the moment, right? Be present, listen, right? And, you know, just really just be yourself, you know, whatever the character is. Don't try to be something, right? You know, unless the character like there was an exercise we used to do called the big bad actor. Like if your character is over the top, you get to do that, which is a lot of fun, right? So with those things in mind, and then I did improv for a lot of years, you know, you yes and, right? So you don't negate the person.
Right.
And it's about being present. It really is about that's so much of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
But that's life.
It's life.
Yeah.
The power of now.
Trick to being an actor is acting like you're not acting.
Right. Right. And I remember with comedy, they said, you know, when you do comedy, it's like pretend you're in your living room just talking to your friends.
Yeah.
Do you think that's true?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because you got to draw them in, and whatever you're saying is, you know, to be believable and to be sincere. So yeah, you do have to kind of feel like it's an intimate situation.
Right.
You know?
So when you got on stage, did you feel comfortable right away? Did you feel like, you know, how they say you were?
We have to work on her connection.
That's all right. So let's pick it up.
Okay. I know this, I don't know why, because I'm looking at my box and it's not my box, the cable box. Because I can't resist that joke.
Yes, it was there.
It was right there. You know, why not acknowledge it?
Try to be more clever and less blue. No.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Phil. Thanks, Dad. Did you feel at home when you first got on the stage? Did you know you would? Yeah.
Yeah. The first time I got on stage, I stepped on stage. I was so confident. So, all right, real quick, they told me to prepare 5 minutes of material. I prepared 10 because I knew I was gonna get an encore. This is how. Oh yeah.
That's like an Eddie Murphy thing, because he was very confident.
Oh, I was very confident, and
Nice.
I did my 10 minutes in 3 minutes, and so then I realized, oh, this is hard.
Oh, you were talking very fast.
Yeah, I was, you know, and I wasn't necessarily getting laughs. I just thought these are brilliant things to me, you know.
Right.
And so I did my 10 minutes in 3 minutes. I had 2 minutes of like just kind of like just thinking of stuff, whatever. But I kept like going like, hey, you know, still being the showman, whatever. And the manager, the booking guy, when I was done, the manager, the booking guy said to me, I was running to my car because I thought I bombed. Right. Said, you have stage presence. That's kind of like, you can't teach that. but you gotta learn how to write material. That's something can be tough.
Sure, that takes.
And so he goes, come back next week, and he put $5 in my hand. He goes, you're a regular. And I came.
Wow.
What club was that?
$5, and I that's when I was learning, comedy and timing and pacing and things like that.
We're back.
What club was that?
What club
was the guy gave you the $5? Told you had presents.
Oh man, this wasn't in New York. This was in Deerfield, Massachusetts, baby.
Oh wow, that's so cool though.
This was at the Hot L Warren. It's called the Hotel Warren, but the E fell off, so they left it as Hot L Warren. And
wow,
never forget that, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that was many moons ago.
Sure.
So it cost you $50 to get there and $5 to get paid.
Whatever.
Yeah.
No, are you kidding me?
To this day, but I'll tell you something. To this day, I really don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I'll do it for the money, but the money's secondary, man. When I get on that stage and I have everyone's attention, I love it, man.
Right, and that's the thing, because I did some stand up, but it wasn't. I liked it, but I didn't have. I preferred to work with people, and I know your book says don't have any regrets,
right?
But I have a little regrets only because I think my career would have looked different. But
I'm gonna get you the book.
I know I'm gonna get the book. But once I started doing improv and working with people, I did that like 7 years straight, and I loved it so much.
Okay.
So but I admire. I still love watching stand-ups. I admire you guys just really getting up there by yourself and just doing it. It's marvelous to me. And I don't use that word lightly.
I see what you did there.
No, it's really cool.
Right.
So who are you?
So wait, getting back to the heckler thing.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, when I started out, I thought I had to be cleverer than the my light just went out. Cleverer than the person heckling me, and that only took me here and kind of like brought them down to the level. And I knew that wasn't right. And as I went on through the years, I learned some stock, heckler lines and things like that. But then as more years went on, I realized that there's a saying that a wise man once said nothing. And so I realized that I don't need to say anything. I don't know what this is going on.
It's like our time is up. It's almost
up. Yeah, no, right. I'm on a timer. I realized that I don't say anything. So when someone heckles me, sometimes I don't say anything at all. And I just look, I have the mic and I'm like, what'd you say? What? And I'm telling you something.
Awesome.
And the person gets smaller and smaller. They're like, why did I even say that? And then the audience gets on my side and they all turn to him like, you're an idiot. Why did you say that?
Awesome.
And you can just see, and I enjoy that because I have all the power. I'm the brightest one. I'm the tallest one. I'm the loudest one in the room. So I have all that power. And with all that power, I don't need to say jack. The Unknown Show.
Talk show.
The Unknown Show.
Talk show.
The Unknown Zone.
Talk show.